What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Neighbors podcast, but this time it's a Survivor edition. I'm Mitchell, and I'm joined by Dylan.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm glad to be on.
Yeah, man, it would be cool to do the season. I think you might be the only person that I know who's as or more interested in Survivor than I am. Talk about that.
I would probably say that's correct.
Yeah.
I spend too much time on Survivor listening to podcasts about it. Whenever I talk to people, I'm always like, because people will be like, oh, what's your favorite TV show? I'm like, Survivor.
Yeah, right.
And they go, either two things. What? Or it's still on?
Yeah.
No one ever goes, oh, it's a great show.
Yeah.
And then it's just constantly trying to get them to watch it.
Yeah. When did you start Survivor season 1?
No. I was like 3 years old when it came out.
Really?
Yeah, it came out in like 2000. So I was born in
You were
97.
born in 97?
Yeah.
God damn.
Right. I've been watching the earliest season I remember watching live was Samoa, but I'm sure I'd been watching. Actually, no, it was the one with James, China. China's the earliest one I remember watching, but I probably watched before then. But I just was young. Like my family's watched every season.
Yeah, in 2000, I would have been 7 when this one came out. I would have been turning 8 in September, and I didn't watch Borneo, but I did watch Australian Outback.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember being like super interested in it, and then Michael fell in the fire and his shit was just burnt, and I was like, oh my god, because you know how whenever it's reality, you're like, is this show fake? Like, how much of this is staged or whatever? And I think as you get older, you learn that it's obviously edited really well. Mm-hmm. But this dude falls into a fire. It's like, they're not just going to be like, hey, man, you want to dump yourself into this fire really quick?
No, there's no way Survivor is scripted.
Yeah.
Like, there's, I watched The Bachelor with my roommate this past year, and it was fun. But I'm like, this is obviously scripted.
Yeah.
Survivor is so not scripted. These people come back, they're like, I lost 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Like,
they get
that one guy fell in the fire.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different things that have happened. Like, people get, they're knocked out. They get unconscious. Yeah. I mean, just to spoil a little bit before we even get into this episode, the scenes for episode 3 is like someone gets hurt and they can see their bone.
Yeah.
Or some shit. And you're like, yeah, I don't know. I think that there might be the way that I just think that the way that they edit it, obviously, it's not like everything that's said at the time isn't on that specific day.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So there's that. They make sure that it's an entertaining episode.
I think it was last season with Kelly. She had this small snippet of her confessional that was put in the show, but then on YouTube they upload full confessionals, and I watched it, and it completely changed the entire context of what she said. It was when the people came back from the edge. Yeah. And she was like, oh, hell no. Yeah. And they edited it to make it seem like she didn't want Rick to come back. Yeah, right. But the full confessional was her going, oh, hell no, somebody's coming back.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, they're definitely going to do that. And I think that Survivor builds into because they obviously have it from start to finish. So they know where it's going to end and they know where it's going to happen. So they build that narrative so that you're kind of in that. Have you ever tried out or done anything to get on?
I have not. I'm going to.
Yeah.
As soon as auditions come, I just finished college, and I'm like, I want to go on Survivor. I've told people at parties, they're like, "What do you want to do with your life?" I'm like, I would give up a college degree to go on Survivor.
Get on Survivor. It'd be fun. I think it'd be fun. What do you think would be the hardest part about it?
Oh, well, I've gone camping 5 times in my life. 3 of those times, an ember has fallen on me and burned a hole in my clothing. The first time an ember fell on me, I stuck out my shirt and said, what do I do? Well, it burned a hole in my shirt.
So just the outdoorsy part would be rough. Yeah.
I would be like David Wright on day 1.
Yeah. Just fuck.
Hey, Jeff, it's called a redemption arc. It's a character arc.
Yeah.
I'll be on the first day. I won't be able to make fire, but then day 38, I'll win the fire making challenge.
And then that's how you'll win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. You've got it planned.
I've already have my narrative.
Yeah, you got it going. You know what the story's going to be. I've never done it either, but there has been a couple times where they're at Chinook, the casino or whatever.
Yeah,
they're taking Survivor stuff, and I'm like, dude, I should go down and just try. Because, I'm already told no, right, if I don't. But I never do, and I want to.
We should carpool next time.
Yeah, we should just do it together. Go. We come as a pair.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they would definitely go for that.
Yeah.
it could be Blood versus Water 3. It's like, oh, so what's your relationship? Oh, we're just friends.
Yeah, popcorn. From the movie theater, we're good though. Yeah. So what we're doing with this this stint of podcasts is going to be talking about the most current season of Survivor, which is season 39, Island of the Idols, which is a much different twist than I don't even know if I'd call it a twist, but it is to the game. And as mentioned before, Dylan and I both watched Survivor a bunch of different seasons. There's probably a few of them that we've missed or had to go back and see. But
yeah, I would say I probably have seen half of them. But I'm also a big fan of like Rob has a podcast, and he has a bunch of older contestants on, so I can probably have a conversation about any season to an extent. But I think I've only seen about half of them.
Yeah, I remember after All Stars came out, I think I watched like the next 3, and then I had missed a couple. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we're going to record these episodes right after we watch it, and it's going to be released the next day every week until the season's over. I know you said you already had a prediction on who you thought might win.
Yeah, well, this was just from listening to all the preseason interviews. I picked Missy.
Yeah.
Her story is incredible, and she seems super smart. Mm-hmm. And she also is like super athletic, so I think she has all 3.
Yeah, I was in the first episode. They talk about how she had some kind of like illness or something, right?
She had a brain tumor.
Brain tumor, that's what it was. Yeah, and it like rendered her like she couldn't move and shit, right? Yeah, she looks fit. So whatever happened, she figured it out, or her body did. And
like, can you imagine being in the final 3 and then she says her speech like, "You're not winning."
Yeah, is that something like if you were a player? If you were her and you knew what you had gone through, you wouldn't talk about that.
Oh, never.
Yeah, I would not say anything.
It's the same thing as Adam.
Yeah.
In Millennials versus Gen X.
Yeah, with his mom.
Like, yeah, he only told Jay that.
Yeah.
And then Jay didn't say anything. But then, like, at Tribal, he confessed everything. And then that just like completely recontextualizes his entire game.
Yeah, it really does. And when you can play on like the heartstrings like that, it's they don't have any time. They have 30 minutes and they have to decide. Yeah. And that's kind of the last thing that they see.
Well, it's better than Big Brother, where the jury Q&A is like 4 minutes long.
Oh, really?
And then they vote. So like, I think it's only changed someone's vote once in the last 5 years, since they changed it. Because before it used to be like a 3-hour Q&A, which is similar to what Survivor does. But now they want on the live show, and every year I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Let them talk about their games.
Do you like how Survivor? Because before it was basically it was basically just. You go up and you ask the questions that you want. Those questions get addressed, and then the next person goes. Do you like that they've changed it to let's talk about the Outplay, the Outlast? Like, do you like how they've changed the format to Outwit, Outplay, Outlast?
If I had to choose, I would rather they go to the previous ones.
Yeah.
Excuse me, because I want everyone's questions to be answered.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's long enough. Everyone gets to talk about their game.
Yeah.
That I have no problem with it the way it is, and I think it helps like with the overall theme of the show, and helps people who just like casually watch understand like what the show's about.
Yeah, I think that I can see both ways to flip back and forth, but I do think that there have been times where I've been watching it from the way that they previously did it, just from everyone gets to ask 1 or 2 questions, to focusing on stuff where I'm like, dude, they absolutely outplay. Like, why is nobody asking about like the outwit part? Like, because they all just want sometimes who is, oh, my feelings are hurt, so that's what I want to talk about. Not how, like, why did your feelings get hurt, and like why was that important to the game? So I do like the way that they've changed it a little bit. But I could see how if it was a game with veterans, where it could be more of like a free forming, not so much of or more of like just go ask your questions, because people are gonna know.
Yeah.
All Stars was crazy. Do you remember that season?
No, I think that's one of the ones I haven't seen.
Dude.
I've seen all the other returning seasons. But
All Stars is nuts because of just how personal everybody got about it.
It's crazy.
Just ruined friendships and shit. It was nuts. But so this is we just watched the second episode of Island of the Idols. And what's your biggest takeaway? For me, it was that both the people that have gone to the Island of the Idols lied. about what it was, and I don't understand why.
Yeah. Well, the person that went today, I think, wasn't lying as much because
Yeah.
she did say, like, oh, there's this huge statue of a man and woman.
Yeah.
It's possible she just didn't know who they were.
She acted like she knew.
Yeah, but I
but
don't know
I
why
could
you just wouldn't say Boston Rob and Sandra are there.
Yeah, because in my head, if you're the first person, you go, okay, I'm picking somebody from the other tribe at the end of it, right? But then you have to know, okay, that person who's going to go from the other tribe is going to pick somebody from our tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose there's probably a chance that I get to go twice. But they're going to find out, and they're going to... And her lie was, like, bold-faced. It was just like, I showed up, there's, like, do you want to play? There's urns, and I have to smash the urn, and then there's no... Like, if you don't or whatever, you don't win. And it was like, that's so far... Like, that's so not true. And the other one who came back, I think... What's her name? Kelly?
Kelly, yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly.
She was like... She kind of said that you get to play, but she didn't win. I think I would have just been like, yeah, Rob and Sandra, who are previous winners from other seasons. Sandra's the only contestant who's ever won twice, and she's played 3 times. I think 3 times.
Yeah, it's 3 times.
Yeah, and then Rob has won 1 time, and he was the runner-up in All Stars, where he married the person who won. So you basically win. You get 2 prizes, I guess. And then I think he played another time. I think he's played 3 as well.
He plays initial season, All Stars, Heroes versus Villains.
Oh, does he play 4?
And Redemption
and
Island.
Redemption Island, yeah.
Because Redemption Island was sold to you as the Russell versus Boston Rob season.
Yeah. I do remember that. The Russell Hantz, man. That guy was nuts too. I actually really liked Russell Hantz, but he was so, at the end of the seasons, he was so, like, his ego was still so wrapped up into it.
Well, the thing is with, like, the final jury, or with his jury performance in Heroes versus Villains, was that Samoa and Heroes versus Villains filmed the same summer.
Mm-hmm.
So when he showed up for Heroes versus Villains, nobody knew who he was.
Yes.
And then he was on there thinking he had won Samoa.
Yes.
So then he's up there thinking that he's about to win Survivor twice in the same summer.
Yeah.
He loses both juries.
Yeah, God. Those are some of the ones, like, where it's so it so matters who else is playing with you, because there's some games where it's just like, oh, it's a game. Like, everybody knows that there's going to be lying and backstabbing and all this stuff. And then there's some games where everyone takes everything personal. So you have to weed your way through that, and it's really interesting. But what was your biggest takeaway from the first, like, what is it, 6 days that have happened now on the first 2 episodes?
My biggest takeaway is that the cast rocks. I like everyone on the cast. At least even the people I think are, like, kind of somewhat annoying are just fantastic television.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
I mean, obviously Missy is my preseason favorite. So I'm a little biased because I'm like, everything Missy does, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Let's go. But I just think, like, everyone is there to play. Like, even from the first vote, people were like, it's too early. In most seasons, you'd be like, yeah, it is too early.
Yeah.
But most people only get 1 chance to play Survivor. You want to play it.
Yeah.
And I don't even think the move was actually, like, bad for the people that made it, because they were probably going to be picked off after those first 2 easy votes. Yeah. So then you do it when you have the numbers.
You're definitely, I think you have some weight to that argument. I think that both sides, so the first episode was, they were gunning for, man, I can't remember her name now. But
Elaine?
Elaine, yeah. The reason why she was being targeted was because she was so well liked. Yeah. And people, like, she was joking around and people really enjoyed her. And so they started to target her, and the person that they got out was a poker player. And it's so funny sometimes when I see people who have, like, that credential of being, like, a professional poker player, they're really not that good at Survivor. They don't seem to be.
No, all of them have been bad. Like, Garrett from Cagayan.
Yeah.
One of the all-time worst Survivor players ever.
Yeah, they just, it's just not I think it's, poker is, compared to Survivor, is very simplistic. Mm-hmm. And so I think once you add the social layer, because poker, you're not really talking.
Yeah.
So once you add that social layer and having to be likable, and also, but not too likable and also not too overbearing.
Yeah.
That's why I really like the game, is that it's so layered. And you could play the game 3 times and it's all dependent on who you're playing with. Because what are the chances that, you're going to make each time your tribe love you? Like,
yeah, exactly.
It doesn't happen all the time.
And it's also very dependent just on if you win challenges and stuff like that.
If you eat.
Yeah. If you're able to eat more than rice.
Yeah.
Or that someone on your tribe doesn't dump the rice in the fire.
Yeah.
Something
People do
like
some
that.
crazy shit on Survivor where they just dump rice. Like, if I'm going home, no one's eating.
Oh.
You're like, dude.
Jatia is one of my all-time favorite contestants because she dumped the rice in the fire and then stayed.
Yeah, I just don't.
And then they begged for rice, but I'm like, Jatia is still there.
Yeah, what was the girl's name from a couple seasons ago who she really prided herself on negotiations?
Oh, Angelina.
But then all she did was she talked about how it was selfless, but then just all she did was talk about it.
Bring it up.
Yeah, but she was also the person who was like, let's make a fake idol so I can
So
mess
she
with her
can
so it looks
mess-
like it's a better story. It's like, dude,
I
What are you doing?
love Angelina.
I
She
can see
almost
her coming
died
back.
for that idol.
Yeah, she did almost die for that idol. She was like stuck up there and shit. And she had to climb up like this rocky.
It was not that high.
It wasn't that high, but like, yeah, she was having problems.
She said it was 50 feet in her jury speech, and
Yeah.
people went, it was not 50 feet. It was
like-
maybe 8.
Yeah, it's like 10. You could have jumped and been fine. Yeah. I'm
I
trying to
took
think.
in college, I took a negotiation tactics class.
Oh yeah,
And it was actually super interesting. So then Angelina went on Twitter and explained her negotiation, and I went, I know what all this means.
Yeah.
And stuff, but there was extra credit in the class if you broke down negotiation. And I was like, I had a good grade in the class, so I didn't do it. But if I ever need the extra credit, I was gonna submit the Angelina clip of her arguing to get more rice, and then break it down, be like, oh, here's the Batna, here's her starting offer, here's her target point and stuff. Like, here's her trying to anchor. But I just really love how Jeff goes, that's a low ball offer. And then,
but it was like everything.
Yeah.
It was like everything they had. It's like, we'll give you the tarp, we'll give you the pillows, we'll give you the pot, we'll give you like all this shit. The axe, the machete, like basically everything is like, well, we know this is low ball. It's like, what else do they fucking have?
Well, Angelina said everything that they said, they just they never weren't able to use. Like for example, the fishing gear, she was like, we never caught one fish. So they were like, let's just get rid of that in order to get more food and stuff.
I guess that's fair. Like, you do have to look at what you've been able to utilize and what you've actually been able to get out of, even though there's probably a lot of purposes to, fishing and being able to do it. But if no one on your tribe can do it, then there's no point in having it. Like, we might as well take rice. That totally makes sense. What was, you might be really good at Survivor then.
Yeah, I would love to go
Might
on.
kill it.
I also might be out first, but who knows?
No. Do you think?
I mean, I don't think I would because, okay, hypothetical. If I ever get on Survivor, I'm going to have, 30 more pounds of muscle on me.
You're going to get,
to get cast.
Yeah.
So then, I'll just be good at challenges. They wouldn't vote me out.
Yep.
Because they will need me. I think I'd be safe for at least first 5 votes or so. But then
Assuming
I think,
you win, yeah.
But yeah, but I think, before... I'd say I would start. I mean, I'd be worried the first day, obviously, but I think I would. People would be able to get me out if it was right before the merge, because people would be like, "Oh, the merge is coming."
Yeah.
And then if we lost or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, man. I don't think you go first though.
I would hope not. But
you'd have to do some stupid shit.
Yeah. Well. Okay. I would not go look for an idol. I would just bust my ass around camp.
Yeah. Stick around the majority of people.
Yeah. And I feel like I get along with people pretty easily, quickly. So I think I'd be really good in Survivor, just because
I think that would be.
I
don't think I
lie
don't
too much.
Yeah, I don't think I don't get along with people, but I think I speak my mind too freely.
Yeah,
I would have to shut up. Yeah, I'd have to be like, all right, go do your thing.
Yeah.
I always think when Rob won, and that he won basically because he took Philip to the end. Well, not just because of that, but that was he used him as a shield to get there, and where everyone was just like, dude, that guy's insane, we can't let him win. I'm surprised more people don't adopt that strategy, because what's her name on the team right now that people are going for, who they just flipped it actually tonight, but
Nora,
yeah,
her name is?
I would probably keep Nora around for a little bit.
Oh, if Nora makes the merge,
yeah,
she's in final 3.
Yeah,
because no one will give her the money.
No one's gonna vote for her. Yeah, so that's why that would be such a shitty feeling of knowing you're that person. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna go to the final 3. Yeah,
Like,
you're brought because no one's really gonna get you. You're like, well.
Some of my favorite gameplay, just because I think it's so funny, is when the goat realizes that they're the goat, and what they do is they, instead of targeting big players, start targeting other people that might also be the goat because they're just trying to pocket the second place money.
Yes, that's exactly what they try and do. Instead of like trying to make a move so they're no longer the goat, they just really solidify themselves as the goat. Yeah, it's great. Silly stuff. But yeah, I think you could last for a while as long as I think anybody should, as long as they don't just ruffle feathers right from the beginning. I think it's don't look for an idol in the beginning.
You mean rustle feathers?
Yeah. Don't try and fuck shit up in the beginning. Don't leave. Stay in the majority and just be,
likable.
Somewhat like, you don't even have to be insanely likable. Just don't be like hateable. Like just be in the middle. And those are the people who usually get their like second wind when the merge happens. Like the people who kind of flew under the radar the entire time. Never the people who are fully in charge. Never the people who are always on the bottom. But the people who were enough in the know to help make a decision, but not fully making the decision. Usually kind of like branch out, and then they start to like, okay, it's merge time. No one in the show right now in this season really seems like overly athletic. There is an Olympic swimmer, so maybe she is. But in terms of everything else, no one seems like huge. Sometimes you see people on there. What was his name? Caleb. He was a Marine who passed out. Remember, and he came back.
Yeah.
Like that guy was jacked.
He was from Big Brother.
Oh, was he?
He was on BB16. Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of cool. That would be it. And it wasn't. There was another Jay, I think. Wasn't he just on some other reality show?
Jay was on X on the Beach, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. So not a good one. Not a good one at all.
No.
Yeah, so we've seen 2 people get voted out. 2 people go to Island of the Idols, which that is such like a tongue twister to me. I don't know why. It's hard to say. 1 person fail, and the first person who went had to do. So for people who don't know anything about Survivor, typically what's happened in the last few seasons is it's a final 3, and the third person has to make, or the 2 people have to make fire
at final 4.
At 4, they have to make fire for the final, the third spot.
Yeah.
The person who wins immunity, who cannot be voted out, picks the second person who comes with them. The other 2 people duke it out to make fire, and what that consists of is they sit down in their little booths, and they have to make fire that burns high enough to burn through like twine that flips open up a flag, and then they win and they stay. And so this girl who went, and the whole premise is that they get to talk to Rob and why am I blanking on her name right now?
Rob and Sandra.
Sandra, yeah. They get to talk to them and kind of learn a little bit about the game from them, be mentored, and then they get offered a chance to participate in a way to win a prize, an immunity idol, some form of advantage.
It's been an idol
game.
both times.
Both times so far, which I'm gonna guess because the idol was won this time, they might shake it up the next time.
Maybe, but it's also called Island of the Idols. So
there's that
maybe
too.
It would just be and like Jeff loves his idols.
He does, yeah. Well, because they just colossally fuck the game in major ways, but in fun ways too sometimes. But so the first time they had to make fire, she had never really made fire too much before, was okay at it, but not good enough to beat Rob, and she tried to participate in it, lost that competition, which means she forfeited her vote. Luckily, because it's the first vote, no one really knew that she didn't vote.
Because they had enough of a majority, and all the votes aren't red. It's
just as soon as
it doesn't matter what the rest of the votes are.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
So she probably got away with it and was able to say, yeah, I voted for that person, but she wrote no vote.
Yeah, and then this time, Kelly went, and the way that it's chosen for the other person is the person who's there on the island has to reach into a bag without looking, pick out a name from the other tribe, and then just give it to Rob, and that is how it goes. And so it's an interesting thing, and how they decided to do it. And then when Kelly went, she just had to pay attention. She just had to kind of hear what they were saying.
Yeah, the
and
questions
then answer
were not
questions.
hard.
They weren't that hard, but I could see how
they were like, I probably
Could have answered it without.
Could have answered that, but I've been
talking,
watching the segment just because I'm that into Survivor.
Yeah, and I think the way that they edited it made it seem way more overwhelming than what it actually was. Because obviously they're like cutting in audio, fading it out, and cutting it in at the exact same time. So it's rough. But she only had to answer. She wasn't gonna do it. She was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this. Yeah. And then Rob sweetened up the pot and said, instead of having an idol for the next 2 tribal councils you're at, it's the next 3, and you only have to answer 3 out of the 5 questions right. She got all 3 of them right instantly. Yeah. So, and I assumed what I thought was going to happen was like it was going to be a question about Sandra 1, that was easier. One about Rob, that was easier. A little medium about each one, and then like hard ones. But they weren't that tough. Like I think we answered all 3 of them. Yeah. And I guess for the third question for Sandra was what was one of Sandra's 4 dogs' names, and I think I said Bobo because she said Bobo was deaf. Yeah. But we answered the other 2 correctly, so you would have won yourself an immunity idol if you got picked.
Also, if I was talking to Rob and Sandra,
you'd be paying attention.
I would be paying attention to everything they say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like spacing out like. What are you doing?
Yes. What are you doing? You get to sit with 2 people, one person who's won the game twice, the only contestant who's ever done that. And then you have another guy who has won once, been runner-up another time, and has done fairly well in the other 2 seasons that he was in. Yeah. Like, how you not... And they're like... And if you watch Survivor, both of them are like, they're gods. They were chosen to be the idols of the season for a reason. Yeah. And yeah, it was just like, what are you guys doing? And then again, they both fucking lied about what they were doing, and they're instantly gonna know. Like, in the next, I'm gonna guess in the next episode, somebody from I can never remember the tribe names too.
Yeah, I don't know the tribes either, but it'll be from the Orange tribe.
Yeah, Orange tribe. They're gonna go, and they're gonna come back, and they're gonna be like, dude, what the fuck? That's not true at all.
I wonder if they're gonna think that it changes every time.
Oh, dude, how hilarious would that be?
And they're like, I can't believe this time I got to see Rob and Sandra.
Do you think that would be a way for the person who lied the first time to then be like, oh, this is what actually happened? Like, go talk to them real quick before they have a chance to tell the group? Because then the group probably doesn't expect a huge explanation of what the island is. Yeah. Right? So then maybe they're not going to come back and be like, oh, this is what I did. But then the person who did go and lied would be like, hey, so I know what you did.
I don't think they're gonna be expecting a large explanation of what the island is, but they're gonna want a rundown of what happened because there is so much downtime on Survivor. Yeah, people say some of the hardest part is just how bored you are.
Yeah, downtime, and I think in this tribal council for tonight, they kind of nailed it on the head where because the season is called Island of the Idols, there's so much paranoia that there are idols everywhere, and so. People are going to want to know, like, what game did you play? Did you have to throw a fucking stick at an urn? Did you have to do whatever? Is this light fucking you up, bro?
Oh, no, it's fine. Okay. You're good.
Yeah, I think that it's an interesting, that dichotomy of being paranoid right from the beginning. And I think that's what's causing people to try and make, like, kind of blindside moves right at the beginning of the game is because they don't know who might have an idol. I mean, the very beginning of this episode was just like, the girl started fire, was walking, getting firewood, reached her hand into one trunk of a tree and pulled out an idol.
That was insane.
Yeah, like didn't even have to. She wasn't even looking for that shit. No, it just was like there. Yeah, and in the dark. That's got some eyes.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe what happened was that she was looking for firewood, but she was like, oh, I'll like look a little bit, but then the cameraman was like really interested, and she went, because I know people have said that they were able to game it a little bit by just when the cameraman looks really interested in capturing you getting the shot, you're like, I think I'm a little close.
Yeah, I'm getting close. They shouldn't tell the cameraman anything. I wouldn't tell him shit. Well, but I guess they have to kind of.
What if he doesn't get the shot?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, like, the only way they could do that, I guess, was, like, I think last season or 2 seasons ago, they showed, like, a bunch of people looking for the idol. And then, like, someone else was talking over it, and they're like, too bad I have the idol. and they're like, where did you find it?
Like, where did you go? Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't, like, I guess this would kind of break it out too, but I'm sure that they could camouflage it. Like, hide a camera. Mm-hmm. Like, hide something in a tree, up in a tree really high, that would capture it no matter what.
Yeah.
But... I guess that's
the
not
shot
as much
wouldn't
fun.
look as good.
Yeah, it wouldn't look as good.
I don't think you can game it too much. I think it's just like it might be around here because
I gotta fire fucking Steve.
Seems like seems like a bit more interested, but also people say they forget about the cameras after like 5 days.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's probably like whatever, once you're probably that 5 day hype of being there, and then it starts to dwindle down, and you just kind of do what you have to do.
Because I think there's a camera person for like each person. I think.
Oh really?
Well,
that many people?
I mean, like, that's what would make sense to me because, I mean, like, what if everyone's looking out for an idol at the same time? You have to capture everyone looking for it.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm sure, like, night shifts is, like, maybe 4 people or something because people are sleeping, but...
Yeah. Less going on, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you know, before, when it first started, they were allowed to bring, like, one personal item.
Mm-hmm.
That was, like, the thing. So you could bring...
and Rob brought his hockey stick.
Yeah, and you could, like, just so silly. But they don't do that anymore, really.
No, they don't.
They've changed it up. But do you know, like, if you have contacts, they're like, nope, glasses. Or do you know if, like, toothbrush? I don't know if what they bring.
They don't have a toothbrush.
Yeah, I would assume that they
that.
don't, and they have to post production the shit out of their teeth because they're always, unless they.
Well, they probably just cast white people or like
white teeth. They only cast white people.
That's not totally true.
Yeah, yeah, it's not totally true for sure.
They probably only cast people with like super white teeth.
Yeah.
Or
they pay to get a bleach or some shit.
That have like yellow teeth, but most people I'm always like, those are some nice teeth. And then like I'm watching television.
Yeah, and like day 20, I'm like, damn, their teeth are white. Like, what is going on? But
I've heard that also is like color correction.
I've always been curious too. Or like, for instance, I wonder if a lot of the women are on like birth control so they don't have their period.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know?
I know that there's like it's like a mild controversy because like if you're ever watching the show and someone is wearing and like or like you're watching the show and you're like, why are they wearing that?
Yeah.
It's because the producers told them to. Like everything's chosen before.
Mm-hmm.
So then like, but it's a thing where like women are always wearing like a bit more revealing clothing.
Sure.
So like usually they like don't have jackets.
Yeah.
And that's why Angelina wanted a jacket.
Yeah, I think
she was allowed to bring one.
Yeah, I think that there is a little bit of that because obviously like sex sells. There's that sex appeal. They're on a beach, but that's the weirder part to me is like just let them have the clothes because they're on a beach that's gonna be 90 degrees and humid as fuck. They're gonna get naked eventually, right? Like they're gonna dress down, and almost always like the guys
just give them a jacket,
take their pants
like
off
it's
and
fine.
Shit. Yeah. It was in the All-Star season when one of the contestants, Susan, she had like a fleece jacket, and when she got voted off, she left it and let somebody use it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
but she was not as nice as, or she was nicer than Natalie.
Dude, that was the most like, and the way they cut it too was she was just like Natalie, like trying to get her attention, and she's just getting ghosted. I've never seen like such a ghost. For those of you guys who don't know, it's like, what was it? 2 seasons ago?
It was 2 seasons ago. Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
Wait, yeah.
I think it was 2.
It was 2. It was 2 because it was the beginning of my senior year of college.
Yeah, the one of the contestants basically blindsides or goes against the person that she said she was going to go with. And as she's going home, Angelina is asking her for her really nice, like, warm jacket. Mm-hmm. And just getting the person who's getting voted out is just ghosting the shit out of her. Mm-hmm. Like, just, I'm not paying attention to anything you say. And the girl, Angelina, who's asking, they cut it to her, and she probably did do this. She asked, like, 8 times.
Yeah.
And like, even as she's like fucking walking through the tree line, she's like, please, Natalie.
My favorite part of that was Angelina was in on the blind side, knew she was going home, but because she knew that, she switched her vote to be the only one to save her because she wanted the jacket.
Yes, yeah.
And she knew her vote didn't matter.
Yeah. Still didn't get it though. What do you what did you think of the challenge tonight?
I thought it was good. I mean, like, I do like that Survivor typically has like a physical part and then a mental part.
Yeah.
Like the puzzle. But once in a while when there's no puzzle, like, cool.
Yeah.
Like this was kind of like a crapshoot.
Yes.
Looking thing.
It was like So the start of it was a certain portion of the tribe. Do they have to swim all the way out there too, or do they get dropped off? Do you think?
Oh, I don't. They look pretty dry when
Right?
they're up there.
Yeah.
I think they might have to. I think a boat might.
Drop them off. There's been some times where it's like, okay, swim fucking home, and then it like does the zoom out shot of where they were. I'm like, dude, they're like a mile away. They're not gonna swim back. They're gonna die. I was asking you this too. Is like sharks, man. I'd be afraid of sharks, but it's probably not that big of an issue. But I
mean, like you're more likely to get in a car accident than like get eaten by a shark.
Yeah, that's fair. But with how many seasons they've had, Richard Hatch in All Stars caught a shark, a nurse shark. It like reached his arm in and it bit the shit out of him. But nurse sharks have, the very small teeth, and it was pretty small shark at the time too, so it wasn't like full grown. But yeah, he like killed that. He like fucking killed it. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
It's still not as iconic as Chris's winner moment from last season. Him catching a fish.
Yeah.
on the edge of extinction.
Yeah, dude, he was catching hella fish over there.
Yeah. Although I remember, I think I listened to like Reem or Aubrey's like post game interview with Rob Cisternino, and they said that like I think Aubrey or Reem was like I caught more fish than Chris did. They didn't show me catching fish.
Yeah, it's probably it's again. I don't know if that has to do with gender at all, but I think it's more that they knew he won.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
They cut it that way.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there'd be no reason to show.
Yeah.
Chris got the fish if he didn't.
Yeah, and especially and there's no real point to show Aubrey or anyone else if they don't even get back into the game.
Yeah.
So it's less of a redeeming or a quality or an action that you can get behind and be like, oh, well, you fucking caught a fish. So I get it. But the challenge this time was a couple people were out. Well, I think 5 of the tribe members were out in the ocean. They had to swim out, dive down, untie a ladder that was at the bottom of the ocean, which is, I think, where they're at is probably like 10 feet, give or take. Maybe a little bit deeper, maybe a little bit shallower. Untie it, then drag it to a part where it's a hanging like pole that has balls in it that they have to untie. They have to bring the ladder up, hold it while somebody climbs it, untie it, grab the balls, take the ladder, put it into like a kind of a slat, basically, walk across, throw these 3 balls and land it in like a U on this board that's slanted. So I know that probably sounds really confusing listening to it, but
just watch the episode. It was good.
Yeah, it was good on CBS. But you can basically like once that physical part, you're right, was like that puzzle, like the end part wasn't necessarily a puzzle, but it was more of a crapshoot. Like just fucking skee ball it, just throw it, and if it lands, it lands. There was one time where I think it was Missy. She just yeeted the ball and it like didn't even hit the board. It just flew out there. And it was a decent challenge. I can't even remember what was the first. Do you think you'd be good at the challenges? Are you good at swimming? I think that's a key thing you've got to be good at.
I think I'm a bit below average on swimming, but if I ever
if you knew you were going,
like if I knew I was going, and also just like when I submit my tape,
training,
I'll go to a pool. I live across the street from a pool.
Yeah.
I can like work on my swimming to be good enough. I'm not the worst.
Yeah.
I won't be Keith, who's having to have swimming lessons in the show.
Yeah, that's that right there is one of the most mind-boggling things. Is like, how did you let this dude on the show? This dude is gonna fucking die. If you're like almost all the challenges, especially since they keep returning to like Fiji, are in the water.
Yeah.
You know, do you like that, by the way, that they just keep returning to the same location, or would you like to change it up?
I mean, like, I think it'd be cool
Africa
if they yeah, I've seen that season. I think it'd be cool if they changed it up, but also at this point they've gone to Fiji so much, and Fiji's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, and like, probably the weather when they choose to go is prime.
Plus, I just think Survivor needs an ocean.
Yeah,
like,
dude, Africa was wild. They had to have like that fenced in area kind of so that like lions didn't come and get them. It's like crazy. I would not feel safe.
No.
Yeah, at all. I'd be like, dude, I can't sleep here. I think that would probably be my hardest part, other than shutting up, is sleeping, getting sleep.
Yeah. It'd be so hard.
I just sleep on bamboo and things crawling on you, and I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Would not
and
be
it's
fun.
super cold and it's raining.
Yeah, it's either hot and humid, and then when it gets to nighttime, it's got to be freezing. You're right on the ocean, and dude, people must stink.
Oh, for sure.
It's just so bad.
Well, yeah, because like there's no deodorant. There's
Yeah,
no one
no deodorant.
showering.
No one's showering. The only thing you have is the ocean, which is still kind of salt.
Yeah.
Does not really going to clean too much. And then not only that, but every other day or every 2 days, you are competing in a rigorous physical activity where you're sweating.
Yeah.
You can't wipe your ass well, so you have to get into the ocean, right? Like that's a must. Be musty, man. Still want to go on Survivor?
Yeah, it's a 5% chance at $1 million.
Yeah, better odds than you'll have anywhere else.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
for sure.
Yeah, dude, I think I would really like to get on it. I think it would be a lot of fun. Even if I did go out first, it would be obviously disappointing, like majorly. And I know that I have the friend group who would just destroy me. They'd be like, bro, you went out first? But I do think that at least you got to go.
Yeah, plus you get paid the entire time.
Yeah.
Like
How
after
much
you
do
get
you get paid?
I don't know.
I mean, it's only like, 30 days, 40 days?
It's 40 days, but there's also the preseason stuff.
Yeah.
They're probably sequestered for a week or two.
Yeah.
And then like there's like probably a few days after before they get to go back home to their families. If I
You
were to
get
guess,
paid like 10 Gs?
I'd say you're probably paid for 50 days worth. I don't know. I know that Big Brother, they pay minimum wage, but it's every hour, so 24 hours a day.
That would probably make sense for us. What network is Big Brother on?
CBS.
So it's probably
same place.
very similar then.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know that for sure, but I've just heard that. Because I know people on Big Brother are always like, I just want to get to jury because then you get paid the entire time. But Survivor, you get paid the entire time regardless, because even people that go out first are still gone that entire 40-day period.
So this is because they have to be on Ponderosa, so they can't like come home and they're like, oh, you fucking lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this one, or at least when I quickly Google it, it says that in most seasons, the runner-up receives X amount of dollars. The third place winner receives X amount of dollars. All players receive money on a sliding scale. Those specific amounts have rarely been made public. So everyone's getting paid to go.
I think you get paid also depending on what place you get.
Yeah.
So even fourth place gets more than fifth place, and vice versa.
I remember I bought,
and so on.
Back when buying DVDs was a thing. I remember I bought the All-Star season. I actually have all the DVDs, so if you want them, I think they're right in there.
Oh, that's sick. I mean, like, I have all access.
Yeah, they does All Access have commentary?
No.
They have cast commentary on there for bonus features.
Yo,
Yeah.
is it all 20 of them?
All of them. No, it's like 3 per like disc, so it
Okay.
changes
Okay.
on who it is, I believe.
I'm like, that would be insane.
Yeah, but on one of them, I remember I was listening to it, and in the All-Star season, a second person was awarded $1 million based off of
it was Rupert.
Yeah, it was Rupert who won it, and he also took like third, so he got like an extreme, like he made like 1.2 million, which was more than the person who won because he won that and received that money. So it was an interesting thing.
That was so funny that Rupert was loved so much that Survivor just invented this prize money.
Yeah, they were like, "Whoa, we should give it away to somebody."
Now it's the Sia money.
Yeah, Sia money. Yeah, she gives what, $50K?
It's a lot.
Yeah, for every year, dude. Or
She
it's been like
gave-
2 years, I think.
She gave money to Rick Devens last year and to like Aurora.
Both of them?
Yeah. I mean, not like a
shit.
full 50K to Aurora, but she
Yeah.
gave her like 10 grand or something like that.
Yeah, I know Rick won that, and then the year before that it was Ty, right?
Mhm.
That was who won that one. Do you think that they should do have they already? I don't think they've already done this. Do you think that they should do a season where instead of it's all returning players, but it's only people who've been voted out first?
No.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, like, I would.
How about identical twins?
Well, okay, like, just like the GIF, it's like, I would like to see it.
Yeah.
But would I also rather have that over like an actual season of Survivor? I'm
Only
looking
people
at it
who
from
played
like
3 days.
from like the opportunity cost.
Yeah.
Well, okay. If we had, I would be all down for an all pre-jury because that means we get Jatia back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dynamite television.
Yeah. I think it would be funny though.
Yeah.
How about identical twins, but they're on different teams.
Oh, you
Get to the merge and it's just like
you find 10 identical twins. What they've done in Big Brother twice is they've had identical twins, but they swap out every 2 days. And then if they can make it to jury, they both get to play.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
It's wild because the last time they did it was BB17, and this one guy on the show was a dentist. He started noticing that their teeth were different.
Oh shit.
So there's this entire segment where he's trying to Johnny Mac, that's his name, is like, Liz, smile. He's trying to get a good look at her teeth to see if they're different from the previous day.
He's like, something's fucked up here. That's hilarious.
And their teeth look the same to me, but he's a dentist, so he can tell.
He's picking it apart.
It was some random tooth looked different to him or something.
Dude, I'm saying Survivor, because I know they're gonna listen to this. What they need to do is find 10 identical twins that look fucking identical. Yeah. And put them on different teams, and then see what happens at the merge. How hilarious would it be if the 8 people at the merge were they all look the fucking same? Like, who is this? What's going on?
They vote out the wrong person.
Yeah, it's like, I think we're gonna vote out. Is it Kyle? No, it's James. Like, shit.
Speaking of voting people out, it's really it's one of the biggest rookie mistakes is that people on Survivor will be like, oh, how do you spell your name? And they're like, why do you want to know the day of a vote?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Never ask anyone on Survivor how to spell their name.
Dude,
just
how
sound
embarrassing
it out.
would it be though if you sounded it out and it was just so completely fucked that Jeff was like, who wrote this?
They would probably have a revote at that point.
Yeah, I wonder if that's happened. They probably wouldn't talk about it too much.
No.
There's a couple votes that we can't read. Everyone has to re-vote, but you have to vote for the same person.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, because there are some names like Jatia.
I would not know.
You spell Gillette. You're just spelling Gillette. They're just hoping you're getting it right. You know, there are some names on there that are that could be tough. There was one person I think in Borneo too that. His whole strategy was voting people off based off the alphabetical order. that was his fucking strat at the beginning. Isn't that wild? He's like, I'll just vote you out because your name's Alan.
It didn't work?
No. He left. I think he left pretty early on.
Well, he probably told people a strategy.
Yeah, he's like, Brian, you're gone.
Yeah. Beth is like, excuse me?
So yeah, she's like, I'm voting everybody off based off of their name. What does your name start with? All right, how do you spell it?
My name is Zach.
I wouldn't have even thought of that. People asking one another how to spell their name. You would think based off of that they would just have, you know how they always talk into a camera when they're writing the vote down?
Yeah.
You'd think that they would just put the names.
Oh yeah.
So that you could just spell it.
Nope, they don't.
They don't do that. I mean, it would also make sense for Survivor not to, so that they have don't be an idiot and ask somebody how to spell their name. But yeah, that's what I would do to make it easier. Just, hey, somebody take a piece of parchment, write your name, and just stick it there, and then write. I don't know. It'd be wild. It'd be rough to try and spell some people's names. I've noticed that whenever I try and write shit out with a pen and paper or whatever, I'm so bad at spelling. I'm like, shit, I know that's not how you spell that word, but I'm going to leave it that way. Cause I don't have,
you're like, it's there.
Yeah. Somebody will fix it.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the final vote?
Oh, this vote? Yeah. Who got voted off?
Molly went home.
Molly went home. Yeah. That's a good, we definitely should cover that. Basically what happened was, there were 3 people. Molly was one of them. And it's so hard to remember everyone's name from the very beginning. It takes me always until about close to the merge and I remember everyone's names. But they felt like they were a group of 3. That were controlling the game, right?
Oh, I think it was Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal, Molly.
Yeah, and Jamal gave a confessional where he's like, me, Molly, I forget the other guy's name, or like we're just like in the shadows. Nobody has any idea what's happening. And I looked at you and I went,
he's fucking going home.
I'm like, I thought he was going home because he gave the confessional, but it's like, what? So one of them's going home.
Yeah. And Molly had some screen time earlier in the episode, but yeah, he basically said like, we're running the tribe in the game, but under the radar, like where people don't think it, and everyone knew it. And so basically, when they decided that they were going to go for Jason or Nora, a couple the other people said, "Hey, it might be smarter actually if we go for one of them because this is the only time we're going to have a chance," which is not true, in my opinion. But I think you were correct when you said earlier was that they were probably going to be the ones who were picked off after the 2 easy votes.
Yeah.
So they made sure that they had the numbers, which was probably smart on their part.
Yeah.
I always think that rocking the boat on the first vote might fuck you up because then you're just playing so hard from the beginning.
But they also were on the right side of the vote. There was only 3 votes that didn't go their way. There were 5 that did. So they are in the majority.
Yeah, they definitely. So that's true too. In terms of numbers, they definitely did that.
Like someone's gonna be mad.
Yeah,
like,
no matter what.
Like unless they voted off Nora, then Jason's his name.
mad.
Then Jason's like, man. But then it's like, what's Jason gonna do?
Yeah, right.
Go find an idol.
Yeah, which he's already been accused of like looking for, which he did look a little bit. But yeah, they got a little bit complacent, and I actually liked what Jamal said in the tribal council, which was like he didn't bring his bags. And so Jason was saying that he was playing at a higher speed or at a different pace than what Jamal was. And Jamal basically said, well, you're playing at the pace in which that you need to play the game right now. And I'm playing at the pace in which I need to play the game right now. And there will be a time where most likely our roles will switch, where I'll have to play at your pace and you'll have to play at the pace that I'm playing. I like that's very honest. And that's very true. Whether I'd say it at tribal council, maybe not. But it's very true in the game. It always there's always a time where you're like, oh, that person's clear is going to make it to the merge, or clear is going to get there, and then there's tribe swap, and then they don't, and something crazy happens. Do you think that that seems to be like a staple of like tribe swaps? Changing up the teams.
They're gonna have one.
You think?
I think 2 episodes.
2 episodes
because they don't want the thing that Jeff and the producers want the least. Is when
stagnation.
Is when someone gets paganed, I think is the term. Is when just like one tribe just sticks together, gets out of the other tribe because they have a 1-person majority. The reason you do a tribe swap is so that
alliances in different ways.
Yeah, it's so that people get more relationships before the merge.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, and it makes for a way better season. Yeah, way better. But I was just asking the question and posing it just because of how different this twist is, where it's like every other day somebody goes to a different place.
I think that they will just do it then like whoever loses.
Do you think that the Island of the Idols goes until the end?
Well, they're paying for Rob and Sandra, so probably.
Well, just like how crazy would it be if you have to go to the island during the merge?
Yeah.
Gonna be like that might be a disadvantage.
Yeah, but
at that point.
Yeah, but you also might just have to listen to Robin and Sandra talk about their dogs.
I wonder why they chose those two. Like, why did they choose not those 2 idols, but why did they choose the fire making first and then paying attention? Because fire making seems like it would be way better to be at the end. Be like, oh, you're here at the end. Are you? Do you think you're going to be making fire? Oh, I might. Let's practice.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think it's just because they thought that by that point, everyone should know how to make a fire because you have to do it every day.
Yeah, and you're fucking
and like if it's
in
your
Survivor,
first one,
like you should have like had Flint at home, like doing this shit.
Doing it. Yeah, I know that. I guess Rob and Sandra like came together and like figured out each of the lessons going into the season.
Yeah, that's kind of cool that they had that much creative freedom. This is why I kind of think I talked about this on the couch when we were watching. Was that I kind of think this might be a decent test to see what can be done to take some of the workload off Jeff and to see like who could or who might want to replace Jeff if they're ever going to do that. He seems young and healthy.
Yeah.
Like
and he loves the show.
And he loves it. So I don't think he would ever want to quit. And obviously it's, he goes to Fiji, every other month he's in Fiji doing whatever. So it's not a bad gig, but just in case if he was just like, okay, I'm done. I don't really want to work anymore.
Yeah.
But
they could have like Rob host it or Sandra or someone.
Past winners or whatever.
Or have Cochran.
Rick Devens would be cool.
Yeah.
Or Cochran would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they just love Cochran. They even brought him back during Game Changers just as like a...
Yeah, kind of similar role that they're doing now. But this is more long term, at least from what we know.
What do you think of Rob and Sandra just chilling in the Spy Shack?
I like it. I like that thing because at least then they have going forward, they'll have more information on the game and they'll be able to better give, advice or recommendations going forward because they'll know what's happened. If they were in the dark and they had to be filled in every time, it would be the same shit. At least now they can be like, hey, we saw that you answered a question that Jeff gave you this way. Like, maybe shut your fucking mouth and don't say that shit. Or, you gave a really good answer and, like, make sure that you're kind of staying on that line. Do you like it?
Yeah, I think it's really fun. I hope they only cut away to it, like, 3 times max. Cause I do want to see what the other people in the game are thinking.
Or looking,
but I think it is funny when like they cut the Rob and he's just laughing, or they cut the Sandra and she's like, "Oh, they played her good." that's really fun.
And I love Sandra's accent too because it like makes it a little bit more like the way that she says it and like her tone and cadence with the accent. And same with Rob too. Rob can say some things with the accent of the Boston that make things seem funnier. But yeah, I do like it. I think that they've done a good job so far. I think that the decision to do fire first was a little weird. Like they could have even been reversed and would have made more sense. Mm-hmm. Pay attention to what people are doing. Okay, that's the first one. Can you make fire? There's the second one. I'm interested to see what the third one will be.
Yeah. I wonder if part of the reason they will have the twist is so if like this is someone's first season watching, that they get an idea of what the game
is more of,
or just like what's important is these people being like, here are the fundamental
rules.
Rules that you should know.
Yeah, that's it.
Because like
it probably will help. Yeah.
Yeah, because like one of our friends said he was gonna watch the season just so he can like listen to this or whatever. So if this is his first season, he's gonna be like, oh, fire's important.
Yeah. Yeah, and for more reasons than just survival or cooking or boiling water. It's because if you do make it to the end and on the chance that you are the 50% that has to make fire, you understand that that's part of the game. Because for a while, that's not how it was. Before we just got to final 2.
It wasn't until Heroes, Hustlers,
and
Healers.
Yeah, where they started to do it every time at the end.
Didn't tell them.
Yeah, which is fine. I think it's fine. But it's rough.
I don't know. I think Devin was robbed.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because Devin was gonna win.
Yeah.
Because they were gonna get rid of Ben, and Devin beats Chrissy and Ryan in the final 3.
Yeah, there are some times
where... But instead, Devin has to try to beat Ben fire making challenge, and like his advantage was that he knew it was gonna happen, but he only had like an afternoon.
Yeah, that's
practice.
True.
Like I don't know how much better you can get in a few hours.
Yeah, you know what's something that they stopped too, which was interesting, is that like the walk at the end of like looking at the collecting the name things, which makes sense too. I think it kind of gets overplayed, but it is funny to like watch the older seasons and then be like, they don't do that. They don't even do that anymore.
They have full Big Brother episodes where it's people sitting at a table like, do you remember when this happened? And then like they show the clip, and like. Those episodes are dynamite proof that Big Brother, I mean, that in the live feeds, but it's dynamite proof Big Brother is not scripted because these people cannot act.
Oh, right. Like, yeah. That's
so
the
bad.
Other thing that I was going to say is like, you know how when you're watching a TV show like on Netflix or on anything where it's bad, like it's just a bad show and you can tell the acting is fucking terrible. Like it doesn't seem like anyone's acting on Survivor.
No, they're all just stressed out of their minds.
Yeah, they're all just like, what am I supposed to do?
They're all hungry.
Yeah, they're all just starving. Sleeping and hunger and then sleep deprivation along with now be physical would be so hard.
Yeah.
How do you even train your body? I feel like you just die.
I mean, like, it's probably just adrenaline at a point.
Yeah, you're
where
probably
you're
right.
like,
Time to fucking compete.
time to do
You're
this,
just like,
and then once you lose, you just lay there for an hour,
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm dead. Can I even walk? Like,
yeah. Oh man.
I can't
It'd be
even
fun
imagine.
though. We'll have to figure it out, and we'll have to submit the podcast too. Part of it is that we do a podcast about Survivor, and this is what it is to get in.
For sure. I'm sure that nobody else that applies
has ever done
podcast.
that. Yeah. They're like, get this shit out of here.
They'll be like, how many episodes? Like,
Yeah.
well, we're at 1 now.
Yeah, we're out. We did one.
But there's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, nowhere to go. Yeah, man. What's some predictions after seeing the scenes from last episode? And we can wrap it up.
It's insane that person has to go into the other person's camp at night.
Dude. Yeah,
What?
I guess they did kind of reveal what the sort of like sneaking around
Yeah.
was the challenge. They have to go into the other team's camp without being noticed.
And there must be
I
an
assume
idol
find
there.
something. Yeah.
What if the idol is the one that they hid like
Under the
last
structure?
season? Oh no, well
up
they
in
came
the-
up in the
Up
tree.
in the trees. Yeah.
That's what I bet that's
they
what
got
it is.
spooked. They're like, what the fuck is that? Imagine sleeping. It's 2 a.m.
This person you don't recognize because you've seen them twice before in your life.
Yeah, and you can't see them at all. And someone's just lurking. You'd be like, dude. You'd be like, oh, it'd be so creepy. But yeah,
What if someone else is like looking for an idol? Like, what if Jason's looking for an idol at night and this guy like has to hide?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be excellent television.
It's gonna be really good. And then someone bleeds to some extent, and then they say that they can see the bone. But I wonder if that's like gonna be cut based off of like the reward challenge of getting like a chicken. You know, if they like really cut it that way, maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
Because they showed a shot and it was like, oh, that's what happens when I'm like cutting cheese too quickly or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it gets a little bloody, but nothing too serious.
Yeah, like they would be medevac if they saw their bone.
Yeah, it'd be done. It'd be toasted. All right, yeah. Who do I think goes
Who's your winner
home?
pick?
My winner pick, that is
After
two episodes. I like the guy. I like two guys on the purple team. The fourth grade teacher that I can't remember his name, Tommy, and then the other guy who kind of looks like could be his brother with the longer hair, even though he was on the opposite side of the vote.
Oh yeah.
I still think that he's well liked enough to get his way back into the game, and obviously
plus he's physical,
so he doesn't get voted out. Maybe tribe swap happens and he gets lucky with the team that he ends up with. I like both those guys. I actually, on that same team, I do like the lifeguard girl.
Oh yeah.
I liked her too. I think that she has, she's kind of proved herself in the first episode by making fire. She doesn't seem overly vocal, which a lot of times the older contestants do get overly vocal because they're like, I'm the elder, listen to me. So I like
Green
her.
tried her best.
Yeah, right. Who on the orange team do I really like? I feel like they haven't focused too much on that squad.
I mean, they did last episode because
Yeah,
they were the tribal.
They were the ones. Yeah, went to tribal. Seems like it's a girl alliance right now.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, I think is her name. Who
Elizabeth was the one that
found
lied
the idol and lied. Yeah. Oh, was it? It was Elizabeth the one who lied about it?
Yeah.
Who was the one that found the
Chelsea.
idol? Chelsea.
Chelsea found the idol.
Chelsea, yeah.
And which was like the only thing we saw was that Chelsea made fire, got the idol,
and then that was all they showed of that team. So I think though that she seemed like she is smart and capable, but she almost kind of seemed like we're a girls' alliance. I might be too cocky a little bit. So I'm gonna go with the two guys that I said before. One of those two guys I think will do pretty well. I gotta like study their names. So
if we're getting two picks, I'm gonna
go with another one.
I'll go grab Chelsea because I mean like Tommy would be my choice.
Yeah.
But if you're picking him, I'll go with Chelsea just because of the edit.
Yeah.
Like
she's likable and
What a great morning.
Yes. Yeah. And a lot of times too, what I found is if you find an idol really early on, you kind of play a little bit less aggressive because you don't want to play it. So you don't want to give your team any reason to try and vote you out so you can have it at the end.
And you have the most information in the game because you know no one else has it.
Has it, yeah, exactly.
And you don't have to waste time looking for it. You can just talk to people.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Tommy I think is my front runner, followed by I can't remember his name now. Long hair, curly, and he seemed cool.
We'll know it next week.
Yeah, we'll know next week. Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully both my picks don't get hurt next week. I'll be pissed. All right, man. Well, that was a good hour.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Well, these episodes, guys, will they'll release every Thursday, the day after the episode. You guys can watch Survivor on CBS. Obviously, you can get it on a bunch of different, like, I think you can get CBS All Access on, like, Amazon and a bunch of different places. So just, if you haven't watched Survivor, I think this is going to be a really good season to tune in on, kind of for the reasons that we just mentioned, which is kind of going over the fundamentals of the game. So make sure to check that out. The Regular Neighbors podcast is still coming on Friday and on Monday. Tomorrow, once you guys listen to this, tomorrow is going to be Colby and Michelle, who are co-owners of Wayward and Wild. Make sure you guys visit livewaywardandwild.com. Use Neighbors15 for 15% off of any of their merchandise there and all their products. We really appreciate you guys listening. If you guys liked this episode, please let us know, and let us know if you think that we could structure it better or what you guys think. We really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.